Yo, welcome to episode 6 of the Paint to the Pit podcast. We are here. You got your boy Dwayne in the building, the man of the hour, Omega the Iota. We got Jason in the building. Excited we had what, we'll figure out the tone, but I think we had a decent pay-per-view last night. Bad Blood 2024 took place in the State Farm Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to get your thoughts, get everybody's thoughts on each one of the matches. But I wanted to start out with discussing this new Crown Jewel Championship. So on November 2nd, WWE will be having its annual Crown Jewel event, and Triple H made the announcement that Crown Jewel will feature an annual event where the reigning WWE champion will face the reigning World Heavyweight champion for both the men and the women's division, and that winner will be granted or given the Crown Jewel Championship at the event on November 2nd. I just wanted to get your thoughts. Both of you guys' thoughts. Start with Jay. Your thoughts on this belt. The belt is a huge design, diamonds in it.
Yeah, that's
bigger and better than all of the championships. So it's an interesting title, but I want to hear what you think about it, Jay.
Yeah, that belt is. When he unveiled it, I was like, "Yo, all right, like this is what we gonna do it." Oh, don't like it. See, my thoughts on Crown Jewel in general is always just so. I feel like them adding this belt. I'm 50-50 with it right now. I don't like it or hate it. I'm just waiting to see what's the purpose of it, right? Because it feels like what they're trying to do with Crown Jewel is just make it watchable. Because we know when it comes to Crown Jewel, like this is an overseas event. It's just nothing but star power matches. Like you're throwing in the Undertakers and the Gunthers and all these names, and you don't really care about the storyline itself. You care about, all right, like what can we show to just show like this is our top talent. So I guess I could see like adding the title would enhance the show somewhat, because now you're like, all right, like let's tune in to see what's actually going to happen. I don't know if I like the champion versus champion part so much, but I get it. You need the names, you need the star power, and you gotta make it watchable. Because honestly speaking, that's usually a forgettable pay per view. Like I don't want to totally hit on it. It's fun. It's something to watch, but yeah, I just gotta wait to see. I gotta wait to see.
Yeah,
that's as much as I can
for
go.
Sure. Yeah.
I already see O put that thumbs down.
What you thinking about it? Oh,
I know what he gonna say.
I think it's and I'm sorry to the people out there if my voice is not matching on the video this time around. I do not have a microphone in. I'm a little sleepy. I ain't gonna lie, but we here. But,
we here.
But for me personally, I think it's just another prop title, another prop that look good. I just think that Triple H just don't want us to feel like we're wasting our time as Americans by watching.
As Americans,
what is it? Crown Jewel? Or is it the Clash of the Castle coming up? Which one is this?
This is Crown Jewel.
Yeah. So I think it's more so that he don't want the American fan base to feel like they're wasting their time when it comes to watching Crown Jewel and trying to enjoy Crown Jewel, because he knows how we feel. He know how the writing's on the wall already, so he knows how we all feel. It's not like it's a secret about how most hardcore fans feel about Crown Jewel. We never really get behind it, but of course they give a couple good matches, but as far as the title, I guess it's a pretty different looking title.
Yeah.
Like it's made for Braun Strowman or something, but I guess we're gonna have to settle for Gunther or Cody having it. But yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see how that progress.
No, for sure. I completely agree. I think it's WWE's way of trying to, give the fans what they ask for sometimes in terms of making these PLEs matter. I think we also got to remember that these Saudis are throwing a lot of money at these events, a lot of money at these UFC events, a lot of money at these WWE events, a lot of money. So we just got to understand that they're going to want something in return. They're going to want to have some prestige to their event. I got actually a few conflicting thoughts on it. One, we know usually that's the match we see every year at Survivor Series. Usually, I know we've been getting the War Games, but I know Survivor Series also used to feature the champions versus champions. So it's going to be interesting to see if Survivor Series completely goes away from that philosophy. I know the last few years, I think they did with the War Games kind of setup and stuff, so we wasn't seeing champion versus champion. But it's going to be interesting to kind of see that continue to play out. And also, I just want to see what it means in terms of, I think they have way more questions to answer. And I think as we lead up to the event, we'll learn more about stipulations, what it means, and things of that nature. Two, I hope, I don't ever see those being clean matches because it's like, I don't think WWE ever wants to put or show the fans that, hey, we view SmackDown a little higher than Raw, or we view Raw a little higher than SmackDown. So let's put Cody over because Cody has the belt. Gunther has the belt, but Cody has the belt, right? So it's going to be interesting for me to see how that play out. Again, I don't ever see it being a clean match. I don't even think it's going to be a match that's worth anything because what's the buildup? What's the buildup going to look like? Now you're going to have these guys invading each other's shows, or just Cody on SmackDown talking to Gunther, Gunther on Raw talking to Cody. It's going to be interesting to see how they build up. They have less than a month to get to that spot. So it's going to be interesting to see how it builds. I think that's the only thing I can kind of say about it. The belt is fire though. And then do they carry it around every week? Or or is it just like a Saudi thing? Do you just bring, first of all, that belt fire. If I'm the champion, I want to bring that belt out every week. I'll probably throw that belt on the waist, throw the other championship over the shoulder, be outside here we go. All them diamonds in that belt. But again, I think I'm looking forward to it. I think, just we want to make these things matter. I think eventually we're going to start seeing they get even more cinematic with it. I think UFC ultimately going to start being a part of those Saudi events. I think that whole TKO merger, I think they got something even bigger in the works with that. So it's going to be interesting. You kind of take that for what it is. I think WWE kind of needs its own version of an all-star game. Survivor Series is usually it, but it does seem like it's going to the crown jewel where it's just kind of throwaway matches. So that's kind of how I feel on that. I think we were expecting some different type of title announcement, and I think we could touch on that if we ever get to that point. But just kind of moving right along, going into that actual event. That first match was that Hell in a Cell match, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. CM Punk wins the match by putting the steel chain on his knee and hitting Drew with the GTS at the end of it. Oh man! Oh, what you was feeling about that match? Oh, how you feel? Was it better than expected? Was it as expected? Were it beneath your expectations? What you think?
I'm gonna just say that somebody said the match was trash.
Oh,
I don't know who that was.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't know. We gotta figure out who said that.
It's gonna be trash. It was pretty amazing to me.
We gotta figure out who said that.
It might have been. Was it the best match of the night?
I think so.
It might have been the best match of the night.
Wow.
It might have been the best match of the night, and they opened the card. So, shout out to them because they shocked the world.
Yeah,
they shocked the world. For sure. Shout out to them.
For sure.
Shout out to them. That was definitely almost a 10 out of 10 for me. Story building, the way it ended. The oxygen was a little extra though. I'm always seeing the oxygen in front of the crowd. Here we go.
Call EMT.
I don't think I've seen that before. Before AEW. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I ever seen that before AEW. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I don't think I ever seen that before AEW. So, yeah, shout out to CM Punk and Drew McIntyre for shocking the world. How y'all feeling about that match though?
100% for me on my end. I just think that match. I thought that match was great for what that rivalry was, for the matches that preceded it, for my expectations. Because again, going into this match, my expectations were low. If I'm being honest, I feel like I feel like their promos were like elite, but the matches were like, all right, cool. This match, I think specifically using the toolbox, using the wrench, using the tables, using the
Fake
steel
blood.
chain and using the fake blood, using all of that stuff, right? I thought it was great. I thought it told a story of
It's the blood.
two guys that really just wanted to beat the hell out of each other. I think the victory on was just the cherry on top. I don't think the victory was what we were supposed to take out of that match. Although Punk went over, I think it's two guys that just wanted to beat the hell out of each other, and they did, man. They did a great job at selling for each other. The use of everything except for the steel cage was
If
great.
it was even selling, because that shit just looked like it hurt.
Yeah, that shit. A lot of that shit look like it did hurt. Nah, for sure. Using the toolbox, the steel chairs, the using the steel steps. I mean to say, like all of that stuff. So I thought it was great. I thought they did a great job of hopefully closing out that story. It's going to be interesting to see, what happens on Raw tomorrow. What's the next steps in that storyline? But I thought it was a great match for me. Easily their best match of this rivalry so far. Easily.
Yeah.
I don't think that could be debated, but
I agree.
I'm actually curious to hear from the one person that thought that match at the beginning. I heard bro said that match was trash. Bro had zero belief in that match, belief in that feud. So,
it just,
bro, the floor is yours for the Paint to the Pit fan. It's yours.
It's just tough because, like you said, it just the expectations we had going into the match. It's like we've seen the previous matches, and it's like it was nothing special, right? Like they feud as they feud. It's just two guys trying to beat the hell out of each other. So they couldn't really, like, I wasn't really sold on it. The match was all right. If that's the final match that they have, that's okay. That's not bad. I give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. But it's just everything leading up to that. I had no hope for it. I was like, yo, I don't know about this match, man. But hey, it wasn't. They did show up. They did show. Like when Drew did that Claymore kick and missed and landed on the steel steps, I was like, yo,
Yeah,
he's done.
Yeah,
He's cooked. Yo,
that shit hurt.
Tough spot.
But all in all, like it was. I think that was a good way to cap it off. It matched the theme of the PLE. It matched the feud. Like that whole bad blood situation. Like you felt it, right? Like that's kind of what they try to do. Like they want to make you feel something when it comes to these matches. I definitely felt the culmination of that feud entirely. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's real.
Great match for them. Hopefully they're getting to the point where they're moving on from that feud. But you never know. WWE probably got another chapter in that feud of stuff that we weren't thinking about. I mean, I hope they both get to move past it, but I don't really see them moving past it quite yet. But great match. We'll see what we have in store for them tomorrow, Monday Night Raw. But moving on, the second match was Nia Jax defeating Bayley to retain her WWE Women's Championship. In that match, we also saw another potential tease of Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank match. We'd love to get your thoughts about it. I could kick it off. For me, it was great. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed Nia Jax doing the Undertaker spot. Like that shit had me in tears. Tiffany handing the briefcase to the ref, and then you just see Nia Jax just, that ain't you. That ain't you, Nia Snacks. We see you out there. But I like the way they continuing to build Nia Jax. I feel like they're doing her a service, a really, really great service of the way that they present her and everything that she has going on. Hopefully this championship run at least gets her to the Rumble or maybe to WrestleMania. But I like the teasers. I like us, decoding the storylines. Hey, is Tiffany going to do it today? Mm-hmm. I know we actually even had that conversation before the PLE yesterday. So I feel like the match was fire. I mean, I enjoyed it. What you felt about it, Jay?
Yeah, I liked it. I think it definitely needed that extra, just build up from Tiffany. Like, I felt like if they didn't do that, it wouldn't have been as good of a match as I thought it was. Because it's Nia Jax and Bayley. You gonna get what you gonna get. It's a regular title match, but adding Tiffany in there, it's like it adds to you. Like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna do it here? Are they gonna turn on each other? How is that little partnership gonna go going forward? Right? Because it's pretty much a given that Nia Jax is gonna win that. I don't think Bayley is gonna touch a title for a good second. And Nia Jax looking good.
Just drop it.
Yeah, like Nia Jax is honestly not bad. I like the run she's going on. And you could feel kind of like the dominance of her character now. Before you couldn't really say that, but she's definitely grown a lot. And I like how it's being set up now. And yeah, that's going to be fun. When they finally clash, Tiffany and I'm going to watch that match for sure. I'm going to love that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to like that. Yeah.
It's going to be great cash. What you think about that match? Or how you feel about it watching it?
I just think it was a good match. I like the story building, and I like the fact that Nia Jax stays dominant. That's the most important thing to me. As long as Nia Jax is staying dominant, because she's the most improved player.
MIP.
She's the most improved player, so she deserves everything she's getting in my book.
I mean,
simple.
Shout out to Nia Jax. I don't know about letting her jump off the top rope, sitting on my chest, but
Yeah, she did a hurricane run yesterday.
Yeah. In in a parallel universe or in the multiverse, Nia Jax doing a move like that may be attractive to some men out there. They may want her to, hey babe, now do that thing you do, jump off that top rope. I mean, flat on my chest, just like that. You never know. Sometimes people are into that stuff. So shout out to Nia Jax, though. We love you. Looking beautiful. Keep it up, queen. But yeah, great match. Interesting to see where that storyline go. Moving on to the third match, the Raw side of things, the Raw Women's Championship had Rhea Ripley defeating Liv Morgan by disqualification with an interference in the return from Raquel Rodriguez. So Rhea Ripley won the match, but as you know,
the pay-per-view they said Liv Morgan won by disqualification.
I thought Rhea won.
Oh no! I see what happened. No, it's DQ. It's DQ.
Yeah, but at the pay-per-view they had announced that Liv Morgan won by disqualification. If y'all go back and I guess that was just a miss.
Could have been a mistake because I don't even think how that would make sense.
I don't think they meant to say it like that then. But that's what I guess it was like a misunderstanding.
Yeah,
she just don't
the whole ending was kind of choppy anyway.
Yeah. So, well, on what they showed, let's just say Liv Morgan retained the championship, as all wrestling fans or most wrestling fans know. When you win by DQ or you win by count out, the title don't change hands. So, what y'all feel? What you feeling about that match? What you feel about the stipulation, Dom and the Shark Tank? What you feel about Raquel Rodriguez's return, and what this may potentially mean for the feud moving forward?
I'm starting not to care about none of that.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm starting not to care about any of that. So hopefully they can figure out what they're gonna do with that. Because me personally, I'm starting to become uninterested in the whole Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So that probably covers what's his name?
Priest.
Damien Priest.
Yeah, Binary Taker. That covers how I feel about his match. I ain't even gotta ask me about Damien Priest. Bored. I'm bored with him, Finn Balor, Liv Morgan. Who else in there? Carlito.
Random.
Who else we got? Who else?
JD McDonough.
Yeah, Shrek King Shrek, JD McDonough.
All of them. We don't care about none of that.
He still got the tag titles, yo.
The whole Judgment Day is trash. The whole Judgment Day. I'm sorry.
Nah, for sure. What you thinking about it, Jay? You agree?
I'm with. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the match was cool, but like it's definitely at that point where it's like, all right, like what are we doing? The Raquel Rodriguez thing, she got no pop.
Yeah.
I'm about to cue that Roman Reigns promo right again. All right, no problem. Like, it just, I don't know. Like, it just makes you see stuff like that. It makes you think like, all right, like what are we doing? You know, like what is the point of this? And I believe that Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley have a little history, but my thing was like, was that history even enough to just, all right, you're gonna be in this match, interfere, and just mess up the whole thing? In terms of like in relation to the pay per view, I think it fits. Of course, it's it's the theme of bad blood, right? You know, you got Dom in the shark cage, like fighting over him, you know, and you got this big feud that's been building for X amount of months. But yeah, like O said, it just seeing that and like, all right, Liv Morgan retains, so what now? You know, like what do we even do with the storyline now? She just retains and they keep it going. Like, are they gonna use them for Survivor Series now and do like a War Games match with them? But then it's like, who did they feud again? Like, it's so many like questions. I'm like, it just gets to a point where it's like O said, you don't even want to pay attention to it, right? Like, it's nothing that excites you as a fan. At least I think that.
Nah, for sure. I mean, it's interesting to me, right? Because I'm all about like with that feud. I'm just about what's next. Same thing with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you know, my mind can't help but to go immediately to Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel. And what role will Tiffany Stratton play? What role will Raquel Rodriguez play? I think we're going to see all of those factors kind of in that match. I don't think if it's just Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, nobody's going to believe Liv Morgan is winning that match clean. Like, and that's the thing. Like when you have these like monsters, quote unquote, not to disrespect Nia, but she's in her realm, her size, her physique, she's considered a monster compared to like the rest of the roster. Like that's just not going to be a clean match. One. But going back to this particular match, like I said, I'm kind of over it. I'm wishing that, you know, specifically Rhea Ripley just transforms and goes into another feud or another kind of storyline. This one is drying out a lot. I knew she was not gonna. Well, I knew she wasn't leaving with the title. Let me say. I mean, prior to a DQ, I probably would have said I known she was. I didn't think she was gonna win the match, but she won the match technically. But you know, it just is what it is. That I'm tired of the feud. I hope it's not another Monday Night Raw where they just come out beating each other up again. Like a lot of that shit is just tiring. So
played out.
I guess, yeah.
Played out.
That feud, and again, I try to maintain my like fanhood versus like reality because the reality of the situation is they gotta extend these storylines for as long. They gotta stretch it thin as thin as they possibly could. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Damn, Omega, answer your phone. It's gonna be interesting to see that. It's gonna be interesting to see what comes up with that. So moving, you know, transition that right along to the next Judgment Day match, which was the next match on the card. Damien Priest defeat Finn Balor. And again, I think for me, just kicking it off, a lot of my thoughts and opinions are the same. I actually thought that Finn was going to get over or go over on in this match. I felt like, correct me if I'm wrong, I felt like throughout this entire feud, like they weren't winning the PLE matches. Like the Finn Balor's version of the Judgment Day, those guys were always losing, whether it was the tag team match, whether it was singles matches. So I thought this would have been the one that they gave to Finn just to kind of make the Judgment Day seem like they came out on top in this pay-per-view. I don't know what Damien winning this match really does. I think if Finn wins this match, I think fans are probably somewhat interested in seeing a trilogy, seeing maybe the Demon King come back, something like that. Maybe not, but I'm just saying from a story perspective, I thought it would have been more interesting if Finn would have went over in that match. But what you feeling about that match, Jay?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Specifically because once Finn Balor lost, I was seeing a lot of chatter on like internet, Twitter, Instagram. They were saying like they feel like after Finn lost that match, he's practically buried because I mean we can't even really remember the last time Finn just got over and got a match and had like this sort of momentum. It's like every match is like you kind of just know what's going to happen to him. He just slated to lose, and they're also throwing him against Damien Priest. So it's like, but like you said, it would have been nice to have him win and then see how the crowd reacts, how fans feel online, and like give him some momentum. But now I'm just like, I don't even know what to think of that, because what do you do with that? Like, do you bring the Demon King stuff back? Is it too late for that? Like, is it just like would it be oversaturate the character? Like, would it just can you get the fans to want to see that again? Those are the things that I worry about, because I like Finn. I think he's a good wrestler. I think he adds to stories. It just, you start looking at him and like, damn, he just a tag champ.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, I don't know. Like you say, we only get, you gotta build these stories and stretch out all these storylines over the course of a year. So it's like, you just gotta, it just comes down to waiting and see. You gotta see where they build that character, what they do with them. So,
nah, for sure. I know O said he ain't have too many thoughts on this, but you are muted, bro. And if you do want to say something, you know what I mean. I still want to give you the opportunity, even if it's nothing. I want to give you the opportunity.
I'm trying to think of something to say for these guys.
I got you, bro. I got you. I got you right here. I know exactly what it is you want to say and what you want to talk about. So the final match of the evening, we saw the Tribal Chief, the Roman Reigns, team up and win with Cody Rhodes as they went up against the new Tribal Chief, which we don't acknowledge here on Paint to the Pit. Let's just be sure. But we're gonna address him as his WWE character, the new Tribal Chief, with the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. We saw the return of we saw the return of Jimmy Uso, and we saw the return of the final boss. The final boss. We saw The Rock return. So, we're gonna let you kick it off. Your thoughts on the match, your thoughts on every aspect of the match, the returns, and what you think that means for the feud moving forward. And we gotta hear it first. What did The Rock count into 3 mean? We need our thoughts and opinions decoded right here. And we starting with you, O. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
All right, so as far as The Rock counting to 3, I was confused on the count to 3 because I don't think it was 3. Oh no, I understood the count to 3. The count to 3 was for the 3 people that was standing in the ring. And he was basically telling them that they're dead.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's what the count to 3 was for, which was the I think it was Jimmy, Cody, and of course Roman, OTC. I think those 3 was in the ring, so he counted to 3 to those 3 and let them know that they're fucking dead in these streets. He cutting their water off. They
cutting
dead.
Their water off. The final boss.
The final boss. But yeah, I think that's what that meant as far as that goes. And as far as the match as a totality, I think it was a really good match. It was one of my favorite entrances by Cody. I ain't gonna lie, it's probably my favorite entrance by him since he's been in WWE so far. It actually gave me a feeling like, ooh, this is lit. It's about to be lit. It actually gave me that feeling, more so than any of his matches, even his WrestleMania entrance. I think this was definitely his best entrance. As far as Cody's placing in the match, I felt like he was kind of misplaced by the aura of Roman Reigns throughout the whole match and after. I think a lot of people was really focused on Roman Reigns, and especially the crowd. There was the Roman Reigns show. Cody looked like an Intercontinental Champion next to that man. So it's kind of tough. But
that's funny.
He just looked crazy next to Roman. Then Roman coming back. My son Matt Brolick now looked like he just was swimming in the swimming pool every day since WrestleMania.
Swimming with a
Came
cinder
back
block.
looking like Michael Phelps. Like, okay, bro. But shout out to Roman too. Just a good match. Solo need to get in the gym. He fat.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, but
that's funny.
All the way around, definitely a good match. I give it a good match.
Need to get in the gym.
And Random. I don't know if we was planning on mentioning this, but shout out to Kevin Owens, man.
Kev, oh man.
Shout out to Kevin Owens.
Oh man.
But
To Kevin Owens. So yeah, let's say your thoughts about it. We saw, on the uncut raw backstage footage that that Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn were having a discussion. That discussion led to KO putting them hands up on Cody Rhodes. So how you feeling about that? Oh, what you thinking? And what you thinking specifically that WWE decided to present it that way, as opposed to presenting it in a match where KO, that they usual way that they show feuds or they show somebody betraying. Oh, it's a championship match. Oh, here comes KO. He's gonna help save the day, and then he turns. Like I really felt that it was unique that WWE did it this way. It was new. It was refreshing. Obviously, we kind of all seen it coming, but I felt like it was new and it was refreshing. So, just wanted to hear your thoughts on that too. Oh, before you pass the mic to Jay.
For me, I think it was definitely a refreshing feeling to see that they are trying to continue the story by any means necessary, not only on camera but off camera as well, and using, of course, friends and family to do so. Because we all know that wasn't no random fan who was recording that. Of course, it was a friend or family member, but all of that is amazing to me. I ain't gonna lie, it was perfect writing. I think Kevin Owens, it was time, because now that he's back to being a heel, people could get behind the character a little bit more. And as far as Cody, he needs a real rivalry as far as other than Roman and
yeah, but nah, for sure. Jay, what you thinking about it, Jay?
As far as the whole match, I liked it. Like O said, I thought the entrances were incredible. Romans too. But yeah, Cody definitely you starting to get a little bit of a superhero vibe. Same thing with Roman. I like the way. Oh man, I like the way they do that little orchestra thing, and then when he come out throw up the one, I'm like, yo, this is top tier. I'm glad they kind of get to that point where they selling the stat. Like it looks like they're both baby faces at this point. They did. They at that status. But yeah, I do feel like Cody, he got a little overshadowed, like O said. But then again, that's kind of expected. It just Roman is Roman.
It's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, exactly. Like the crowd, they want to see. That's all they want to see, honestly. As much as we talk about Cody Rhodes, is he a great champion? Like, how's he gonna feel? Like it. Once Roman is there, we ain't got to say much. We understand the ramifications of that. But just the way it turned out was cool. I like Jimmy coming back. I love the way that they did that. They saved it for this part. Rock coming back. I don't really know how that's gonna turn out. And like I said, it just some things you just gotta wait and see. We can only speculate. That's like when he did the 1, 2, 3 count. I don't really know what that meant either. Maybe it had to do with when before he left and he was speaking to Cody Rhodes, he like whispered something to him and he just like dipped out for like the next couple months. Maybe it has to do with that. Maybe they're gonna build on that. But then now we see Kevin Owens attacking him. It's like, all right, like it's interesting to watch, at least because now you have different angles, right? Like you got The Rock here, now you got Kevin Owens in the situation, so it's like, all right, like it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that, because we never really had, well, at least never seen nothing like that recently. Like Kevin Owens just backstage brawl, beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes, and then everyone was just like, what? Like, this isn't even like an official capacity. He ain't run no promo. It was just straight hands.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm interested to see like what that's gonna lead to. I think there needs to be more heels too. Like we just need that. Like Cody Rhodes needs something to like a rival, like I said. We gotta add something in there that we just, because we don't even know what's gonna happen with these storylines going on these next couple months. Because we are getting closer to WrestleMania, but at the same time, it's like Cody just finished this match, so now what? Who does he go against? Who does he fight? Where do you place him? Because honestly, once The Rock came back, once Roman came back, this is what we're looking at now. With eyes is locked in. Okay, is it gonna be Roman and his group versus Solo and his group at the War Games? What happens after that? We're not even thinking about Cody right now. Sorry to say, but it's just the
who's
way
ever
it is.
thinking about
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes?
yeah. It's just the way it is. Like
Cody Rhodes.
like it's
Cody
Rock
Rhodes.
and Roman. Like, how do you not want
Where the
to
hell's Goldust? Who gives a damn about Cody Rhodes?
Dustin Rhodes?
Where's Dustin? Come on.
So
You got
yeah,
a Dustin and Dusty. Niggas ain't even care enough to give him a name that start with a D. They called him Cody. My fault. But anyway, the match was dope. I thought the match was cool. It's interesting, like the little minute details. Jacob Fatu is never getting pinned in these situations. That's one thing we just gotta always remember. Like they're saving his image and his storyline beautifully. And again, that's the signs to me that they fleshing out the next superstar. Because I think the next time we see Roman gets pinned, I do believe it's going to be to Jacob Fatu, no matter the capacity. Even if it's in the War Games match, I think. First of all, I think that War Games match. I don't think Roman team wins. I think they lose that match. To me, it only make more sense for the story if they lose that match. Because I think at the end of the day, the point of a great story is we can't continue to see the side that we're rooting for just continue to win. At a certain point, we want to see Roman have to really fight these battles of like, oh damn, I brought the whole team back together and we still lost. And I think that's going to be Jacob Fatu's shining moment. I'm predicting that War Games is going to be his real stepping out moment. But even besides that, The Rock returning, I kind of thought we expected that. That was dope. I think that means it's going to be Rock Roman at WrestleMania. I don't see it being Rock Cody. I don't even think from a money perspective that it would be better being Rock Cody. I think all of the money is in Rock Roman, and I think that's why they're working so hard to push Roman as a face now, because I think now the storyline is going to be, no matter what, you don't turn on family for outsiders. If you got to fight family for other family, sometimes you do that. If you got to fight family to preserve the family structure, you do that. So I think that's going to be the storyline moving forward. I like the fact that he came out and didn't say anything on the microphone. I think that he just stood there, he looked, gave him the people's eyebrow, counted to 3. I think it's like letting them know, oh, I see what y'all doing. I see what's going on. Don't think that I'm not aware. I'm still around and I'm watching, and that's all y'all need to know. On some final bullshit, right? I think it fits the character. Oh, I see y'all. Y'all cool? Oh, you hanging with the op? Oh, that's what we. All right, cool. I see y'all later, and then just walk off. So I thought it was dope. I thought it was, now we get to speculate up until Crown Jewel. So I think that was fun, and I think that kind of put a bow on what Bad Blood was this year. I thought it was great. I'm winging this. I know we didn't discuss this prior to, but I don't think we would be a wrestling podcast if we did not talk about the second greatest star during this era returning this past Monday, Seth freaking Rock. Like, first of all, you just can't skip up. We can't let another week go by. I know this isn't Bad Blood. I know the podcast fans going, but Seth Rollins returning, you never can just skip over the fact that a GOAT returned, bro. Seth Rollins returning, coming back, curb stomping, who he curb stomp? What's his name? Bronson Reed. Yeah, my fault, Bronson Reed. Long morning. But curb stomping Bronson Reed, helping Braun Strowman win. I just want to get y'all quick thoughts, and then we could call it a podcast. But how y'all feel about seeing Seth Rollins come back? Oh, how you feeling seeing Seth Rollins come back?
I think it was needed. I know he was spending a lot of time making a few appearances for the company around a lot of different places in the world, but he know where home is and he know where he is needed the most. So I'm happy to see him back, and I'm happy to see him curb stomping people.
Nah, for sure. What you feeling about it, Jake? Quick takes.
Yeah, I like it. I like that he's back. I'm glad. Sooner than I expected, to be honest, because I the way it was looking, I was like, damn, he might be out for a second. But yeah, definitely like that he's back. Hopefully they got some room for him, because I know other superstars is kind of starting to get up there, elevate a little bit. So hopefully they could find some nice feuds to him. Just keep his character relevant and fun. It's Seth Rollins, bro. Like, it's the guy.
Calling it now, Seth Rollins, 2025 Royal Rumble winner. Calling it right now. Seth Rollins, 2025 Royal Rumble winner. Yeah. I'm throwing that name in the bucket right now. I think it makes the most sense in the world if you're talking to me on October 6th, 2024. It's always great to see Seth Rollins back. To me, a GOAT, right? Again, overshadowed by Roman, but without Roman, Seth is the GOAT of this era, the best of this era, the best of this generation. So it's dope to see him come back. So we're going to conclude it right there. Thank y'all for joining us for another episode 6, Paint to the Pit, Bad Blood recap. Talked a little bit about Seth Rollins, recovered the event. Just letting you know we'll be back with you next week just for our normal standard podcast where we have our wrestling topics, where we have our basketball topics. Hopefully these upcoming Raw, SmackDown give us an opportunity to see what they planning in the storyline. We could talk about it next Sunday. We got some basketball topics to cover for y'all. And like always, we appreciate y'all for joining us. Sure. And until next time, we out. Paint to the Pit, episode 6 in the books. Yeah.
Let's get it.